Frontier says it's working to fly customers on other airlines and has also entered short-term leases of other airlines' planes. And we checked in with the Sunport today. There are some cancellations
because
in
of
and
that,
out of.
And that area east of the Rocky Mountains is one of the most popular areas for hail in the country.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they're so high up, and it's the freezing level is just right there, and you can get the hail, a lot of hail coming down in that part of the area, that part of the country.
Weather trivia.
Weather trivia, there you go. We got some storms here just south of Belen, starting to move to the north. So Belen, Los Lunas could see some storms popping off. Very isolated in nature. We are seeing some lightning with these, maybe a brief downpour as well. As far as the metro, man, we have been high and dry. Not to say that one of these storms couldn't sneak into the area, but really it's not been a great setup for us as far as monsoon rains are concerned. Most of the action is actually into the Arizona territory. We're seeing storms around Grants and Gallups and even Reserve. Lightning with these storms. We'll continue to see these storms stream to the north. So Farmington could see some spotty activity, as well as Durango, Dulce, and then even in the northern mountains we're starting to see those storms late today popping off in the area. Cuesta, we could see some in Taos and even into the Espanola and upper Rio Grande Valley. And in the northeast also a little bit of storm activity. But as you can see, it's not widespread. We're not seeing any monster cells out of this thing, and it's really just been along the periphery of the state and in the western part of the state. And that'll be the story for tomorrow. And it's really because of where a high pressure is situated. It is streaming in moisture. This is a good looking, well, not a good looking, but it is a monsoon pattern that we have set up here, and it's kind of keeping all the moisture here. And most of the storms we're seeing are over the mountains and then starting to drift to other locations. So that's what we're going to do again for Sunday, focusing our storms in the southwest, the west, and the northwest. We could see some heavy rain out of these things, and the concern would be downpours in the mountain areas, possibly in the Gila and then over into the southern San Juans that dip into New Mexico. As we get into Monday, we're going to hold somewhat steady with this pattern and focus our storm activity here and then maybe into the northern mountains as well. As we look at our storm track, that's where you will see the focus for tomorrow in the northwest. It's 11 a.m. As we get into 4 p.m., we're starting to see some storms in the south and then really just kind of hanging out on the western side of the state. As we get into Monday, a little bit better coverage in the northern mountains for the storms and into the northeast, but really not a widespread event for a lot of us. 95 right now in Albuquerque. It's warm out there. Relative humidity at 16%. Looking at the rest of the state, pretty toasty as well. As we look at the numbers here, we're looking for scattered storms for tomorrow, mainly in the mountains, the scattered ones. Spot storms elsewhere, 96 in Farmington, 89 in Durango. 7-day forecast shows us holding on to storm chances well into the week. Better chances as we get into the middle of the week for both Durango and Farmington. Southwest New Mexico, this will be our focus for storm activity tomorrow. 94 in Alamogordo, 86 in Silver City, 94 in Glenwood. We could see some flooding in the Gila and then even closer to areas that did have fires. Silver City 7-day forecast, not too bad temperature-wise, fairly spotty with the storm activity. Doesn't look to be a washout, but better chances toward Wednesday and beyond. Now, southeast New Mexico, 98 in Roswell, 95 in Carlsbad. We have some storms trying to sneak into the Eunice area and far southeastern part of the state, and we could see isolated storms once again tomorrow. 98, as I mentioned, and we'll do that again for Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and then cranking it up to 100 by Thursday. Does not look like a wet week for Roswell at all. 91 in Roy, 87 in Las Vegas, 87 in Mora. 7-day forecast shows spot storms in the forecast for Las Vegas. Better chances toward the middle of the week. And as we look in the northern mountains, scattered storms, especially in the mountains. Could see some downpours, maybe even some strong winds. 89 in Los Alamos, 89 in Santa Fe, partly cloudy conditions. 94 in Espanola. We'll see temperatures on the marchward up in Santa Fe, and also our storm chances increasing toward the middle of the week in the East Mountains. Isolated storms possible for your Sunday. And as we look in the metro, a slight chance for storm activity. Doesn't look all that great. If we do see something, it's going to be a storm originating in the mountains and maybe drifting on into